Hello. There's a deep-sea cruise submarine called Titan. Surprise new contact while doing a dive in the North Atlantic. The incident then caught everyone's attention. All over the world. New area contact. That's where the famous Titanic sank. The Titanic was one of the ships. The most famous tourist in the world. It's the largest passenger cruise ship, with the world's most luxurious 7-piece cabinet. At that time, the Titanic was also known as unsinking. 1912 The first voyage of the Titanic. From South to New York, USA. After the VA had an iceberg in the North Atlantic. It's about 240 later. The ship's hull broke in half and sank to a depth of 3,800 meters. The incident resulted in 1,517 deaths. Nearly 70% of all passengers, including Captain Edward John Smith, who chose to sink with the ship. What happened shocked the world. It was limited by the technology at the time. The wreck of the Titanic has not been found. In 1985, the wreck of the Titanic was discovered. The ship's hull has been eroded by ocean currents and bacteria for many years, and is slowly disappearing, little by little, so there's a lot of people. I want to see the legendary ship in person. And some companies, specialized in providing diving services to visit, appeared according to the requirements of the times. 2009. It's a private company called Ocean Gate Expedition. Established in Washington State, United States, the company specializes in providing customers travel services premium. Companies like that, not uncommon on the market. However, most companies only offer sightseeing diving services to explore natural landscapes like bullets, corals under the sea, within via 500 meters underwater, while the company's submersibles, Ocean Gate, can go to deeper places. From 2021, Ocean Gate begins showing visitors the wreck of the Titanic. The company owns 3 submarines. There's one called Titanium, based on the name of the Titanic. 6.7 meters long submarine to 0.8 meters wide to 0.5 meters high and 10 heavy. Maximum diving depth is 4,000 meters. A submersible that can dive to that depth. It requires a certain technical level. Titanium hull is made of carbon fiber, and it's reinforced with a crust, round-shaped titanium needle. The submarine is equipped with a high-definition camera, soon a device inertial navigation system, and other devices that can get velocity, depth and strength of the hull in real time. Submarine with 4 propellers, where 2 propellers are placed horizontally, and the other 2 propellers are placed vertically. Speed can reach 5.6 kilometers per hour. The stern is the oxygen supply device, and other electronic devices. There are 2 screens in the cabin. The operation of the submarine is controlled by the handle, remote control. Drivers can also use them to perform the functions, like working lights and communicating with the ground. The passenger is like sitting in a car. No backseat against the wall. People can observe the surrounding situation through the display screen in front of the submarine. There's a small window with a diameter of 53 millimeters. From there, you can directly enjoy the surrounding scenery. The place to visit. The Titanic could carry up to 5 people. There is usually a driver, tour guide and BA passengers. They have to pay, at a cost of $250,000 per passenger. The inner space of the submarine is very limited. 5 people can only sit. There is no cockpit on the ground. There's a toilet in the overhead compartment. Can pull the privacy curtain when passengers use space. It's actually very cramped and stuffy inside. People can just sit cross-legged on the ground, and they'll feel uncomfortable when sitting for a long time. That requires a certain amount of endurance. But to see the wreck of the Titanic with your own eyes, they accept to do that. The wreck of the Titanic lies off the coast of Newfoundland, Canada, about 640 kilometers southeast in the North Atlantic. The Titanium submarine provides services on dive a total of 6 times in 2021 and 7 times for 2022. Ocean Gate described the amazing journey as the opportunity to step out of everyday life and discover what's truly extraordinary. Ocean Gate has 3 submarines: Intrepid, Cyclope 1 and Titanium. Titan is the only submarine can dive to the depths of the Titanic wreck by 6 to 1,023. Ocean Gate Company, after collecting 10 full 5 people, they went on a tour of the wreck of the Titanic. There's never been a single incident in the last 2 years. And this trip is in person. CEO of the driving company. But no one could have expected that the trip. It's a tragedy again. So what happened that day? Next, together, we will push back time. The 16th of June 2023. The 16th of June 2023, it was a Friday. Ocean Gate Company, after collecting 10 full 5 people, they're on their way to visit the wreck of the Titanic. The journey took 8 days. That includes Stockton Rick, 61. Paul Henry Nazareth, 77 years old. Hamid Herding, 58 years old. Suzada Dodd, 48 years old. Sunman Dodd, 19 years old. Stockton Thud is the CEO of Ocean Gate. American, he's a submarine driver visiting Titanium. Poe is French. You're a French naval officer. He's an expert on the Titanic, who made 35 submersions into the wreck of the Titanic, and recovered thousands of items. He has also produced 2 documentary films about the Titanic, and also joined the search for a Fang's black box. For 7 to 1000 not 110. Hamid Herding is a British billionaire explorer. He owns an international flight brokerage firm based in Dubai. You have a pilot's license. He'd been to Antarctica and dived into the trench Mariana 10,000 meters deep by submarine. His personal experience can be described as very rich. He also traveled to space the same year. Other people on the Blue Origin manned spacecraft. He is currently the holder of 6 Guinness World Records. 6th century circumnavigating the poles of the Earth. Fastest to be nested out in 2019. The longest distance and the longest time. But a ship? There are people who can drive in the depths of the ocean. You're a legendary figure. Sajjad Dawood, 48 years old. He's a billionaire with dual citizenship, Pakistan and the United Kingdom. I've been obsessed with the Titanic since I was a kid. I love many different adventures. So he took Theo, his 19-year-old son, Suman Dawood, to explore with. He wants to give his son experience that wonderful thing. Suman is studying at a Scottish university in Scotland. The family said he was grateful to be on the trip. After gathering 5 people, the research ship is named Polar Print, brought the crew into the Titan submarine, and then to the wreck site of the Titanic. The 17th of June 2023. A day later, the ship was at the dive site. However, due to bad weather, they stopped diving. In that day, one of the passengers was Hamid posted a statement on Facebook saying, New Poland has experienced the worst winter in 45 years. This mission could be the first manned mission. It's going to be the Titanic in 2023. And we'll try diving tomorrow. The next day, June 18th. About 2:30 UTC. That's around 9:30 Vietnam time. The expedition officially began. According to the plan, a complete exploration of the wreck. Getting back and forth will take about 8 hours. After completing all the preparations, the Titan begins to dive. The wreck is 3,800 meters below the surface. The tallest building in the world is Burj Khalifa in Dubai, with an altitude of 828 meters, depth 3,800 meters. That's equivalent to stacking 4.6 towers from the bottom of the sea to the surface. It takes about 2 hours to reach the bottom of the sea at a depth of 3,800 meters. Every 15 minutes, the Titanium sends a safety pulse up to the surface, 1 by 10 1R15. 1:45 after the expedition begins. Staff on the sea, we've completed our last contact with the Titan. Then Titan lost contact. Neither the GPS nor the radio on the submarine worked. Maybe there was something wrong with the submarine, and they believe that. Titan, it'll be back in the water after a few hours. Throughout the afternoon, the staff on the sea has repeatedly tried to contact Titan, but they didn't get any feedback. 16:30. This is the time when Titanium is expected to emerge. The staff at the beach realized the seriousness of the problem. Titan must have had an emergency. 1910. The staff announced, situation in the United States Coast Guard and related rescue and search operations. It's officially deployed. United States Coast Guard has deployed a sea transport plane, A-30 NP anti-submarine patrol aircraft. 8 participated in the search. They dropped solo buoys to see what Titan was doing underwater. Side, Canada also sent Lockheed PBA maritime patrol aircraft, equipped with submarine tracking equipment. A few hours later, they picked up some sounds from the sea floor. According to press reports, Aircraft Canada detect AVA touch sound every 30 minutes. Because the sound was picked up by the equipment on the plane, it can't be determined exactly position audio emitting, or whether the sound was coming from the Titan or not. However, the news above seems to give everyone a ray of hope. They believe that 5 people on board are still alive. Because the total amount of oxygen on the submarine, it can last up to 96 hours since the beginning. But that's just the ideal state. If an emergency occurs, people can panic that their oxygen consumption will increase. Therefore, the actual situation, it can only last 70 hours. Search and rescue teams are racing against time. But because the sea is so far away, so the rescue operation was very difficult. There were a lot of theories at the time. Many people believe that the Titan is stuck somewhere on the ocean floor because the titanium train system is equipped with a floating timer. When a certain amount of time is exceeded, the submarine will automatically float to the surface. The door of the submarine can only be opened from the outside. 5 people inside. There will be no way out. So the rescuers have to find them before the submarine runs out of oxygen. After the incident happened, some ships are also the 5th row joined search. Deep energy pipeline ship, with 2 TROV remote control vehicles above. The ship, however, they could only dive to 3,000 meters at the deepest point, and couldn't reach the wreck of the Titanic. Study vessel of French La Tendance, with a remote-controlled submersible on board. Canada's offshore fisheries research vessel, CCGF Zone Cabot equipped with towing sonar system. Public ships off the Canadian Atlantic Merlin, equipped with 4,000 meters long steel. It can reach the depths of the Titanic at 3,800 meters. With the remote control vehicle on board. Canadian Horizon Attic supply ship, equipped with remote control vehicle, Odyssey 6K Advanced. There are also multi-purpose ships in Canada. Scandi Vidit multi-purpose ship. High strength of the Guard Force into the Canadian Sea, CCGS and Heavy. Royal Canadian Navy Coast Guard ship HM. CS Glades Bay. And the Canadian icebreaker CCGS Terry Fox, and so on. After days of searching, until June 22 when 96 hours of oxygen have been exhausted, 13 hours 18. Remote control vehicles are deployed in. Canadian Horizon Attic supply ship is Odyssey 6K. There's been an important discovery. 5 hours of underwater search. A piece of debris was found at the bottom of the ocean, at a depth of 3,800 meters, about the tip of the Titanic. 500 meters of identified debris including tail cone, parts under the hull. It's been confirmed as part of a sightseeing submarine, Titan, and the debris wasn't the result of AVA collision. As soon as the wreckage was discovered, OceanGate, the company that owns Titanium, has released an official statement. It is believed that all 5 people on board the Titan were killed. United States Coast Guard. He also held a press conference to confirm that fragments found at the bottom of the sea belongs to the Titan ship, and the submarine had a catastrophic explosion. In addition to that, the US Navy has picked up sound signals suitable for explosion a few hours after the Titan began its exploration. And that also means all 5 people in the submarine were killed. Pressure at a depth of 3,800 meters below the seafloor, 380 times the pressure on the water, being under pressure for a long time. It caused the submarine to explode. Extremely fast explosion speed, not up to 0.03 seconds. Titanium crushed in the blink of an eye. It's like tearing a piece of paper. The brain's reaction time to pain. It usually takes between 0.2 seconds and 0.5 seconds. But with that explosion, it's almost as if people will. I don't feel anything. The recovery of the submarine continues. People are curious to know what happened to the ship when you lose contact with the outside world. On that day, some of Titan's technical flaws were later revealed. According to the company's official website, OceanGate Titanium Submarine. It's designed and built by experts from NASA, Boeing, and the University of Washington. However, after the incident happened, they immediately made a statement of denial. Everything related to the design of the project. In January 2018, former OceanGate sales executive David Locke raised the problem with the company's executives that Titan's technology is flawed. He believes that carbon fiber materials can be dangerous during the pressure cycle. He was fired from the company. That same year, OceanGate sued him, accused him of breach of contract, reveal secret scam, and so on. The parties then reached an out-of-court agreement. Known titanium submarine have not obtained relevant certification for operation deep-sea diving, but because the wreck of the Titanic is out at sea, so there will be no legal issues if it's not certified. David Paul is a media reporter. I have shared my previous experience on Titan. Before getting on board, he was asked to sign a document. There is a disclaimer of content. Titanium is an experimental submersible, not yet approved or certified by any authority, and can make you permanently disabled, injured, or killed. The reporter also said that around the trapdoor there are 18 latches. The staff fixed the latch from outside the submarine, but strangely, they only had 17 pins. When asked, the staff replied that it makes no difference. It is worth noting that the submarine Titan has no cockpit, and the control is entirely based on the handle. The handle is Logitech F710. The upper handle is launched at 2010, and it's currently being sold online for $30. The use of handle show titanium submarine controller. It's like playing a game. The difference is, life in the game can be repeated. In reality, life is only once. It's rumored that the OceanGate CEO's wife is his daughter. The birth of a wealthy couple, surviving the sinking of the Titanic. And the difference between Titan and Titanic is just 2 letters. And they're both happening in the same area. It's weird. Prophecy in the Siamese family cartoon. The horn has been repeated in one episode. Main character was driving a small submarine that wasn't worth it. Trust to find treasure on the shipwreck. Accident on the road. About. The plot is the same as the Titan ship incident. Is that a coincidence? After the incident happened, people in the world, I'm starting to worrying about similar submersibles. So the incident on. It's also dealt a huge blow to the entire travel industry. Submarine. Famous director and writer James Cameron. Before the movie Titanic, he personally went on a submarine tour of the body, the Titanic, 33 times. After the incident happened, he remarked that the Titanic is very similar to the Titanic. He thought it was like a long prison plate. He also said more. Among the members on board the Titan, someone who's been friends with you for 25 years. That's proof he can't accept the job. Losing a friend like that. James is not just a writer and director. He's also an expert in exploration. Deep sea. He warned a similar submarine company a few years ago that do not use carbon fiber material because of the hull structure of the above material. It's basically a design flaw. After the tragedy, lack of oversight in the industry, private submersible has been exposed. Titanium is not third-party certified for safety and has repeatedly performed deep diving operations. There was a driver in the interview. James also called on regulators to make the rules mandatory about issuing safety certificates for submersibles, because deep-sea diving is extremely dangerous and demanding. The ship must have high technical requirements. Currently in the world, there's a line of 10 submersibles that can go below 4,000 meters. Among them, this is the case with Australia's Deep-Sea Challenger, with the 6th Century World at 10,898 meters, confirmed in 2012. Then the director, James, took the ship alone to fight the Marianas, deep down in the Pacific, and be there for 3 hours. The titanium freighter is flying the Canadian flag, so the Transportation Safety Board, Canada, also made a statement that they've opened an investigation into the accident. The Royal Police Canada also made a statement that an investigative team was formed. A criminal investigation is not ruled out, and it may be revealed soon. In the near future, courage and the human spirit of discovery, shining in the endless sea of darkness. Sadly, 5 people on Titan. You will never come back after the accident. This is also a wake-up call for workers shipping around the world. Let people see the cost of ignoring the power of nature. However, humans will never stop the pace of discovery just because of those things. Through a modest and cautious attitude, the next steps will definitely be made more solid. Today's video ends here. See you in the next videos. Hello.